Hello whiskey lovers and welcome to another one of Mark's Whiskey Ramblings. Today I am returning to my favourite Lowland malt, Auchentoshan. Because as you know, I am the Toshan man. So whenever I come across a bottle of Auchentoshan, I will pick it up to try and taste it. And in this case, it is a special, very old bottle. Because this is an old bottling by Signatory, the company owned by Andrew Symington, who also owns the Edredauer distillery in Pitlochry. And this is an Auchentoshan that was distilled in 1978 and bottled in 1996. So this whiskey has actually been sitting in the bottle for 20 years, which is 2 years longer than the spirit spent in the cask. Hey, there you go. So, because this is an 18-year-old, but bottled 20 years ago. It's also a bit weird to think that this whiskey was distilled when I was a wee lad of 8 years old. I wasn't even thinking about whiskey or girls or careers or a home or whatever. I did have some Star Wars toys though. But anyway, back to that's my other big passion, as you probably know. But back to the whiskey at hand. This is a well, I was going to say this is a sherry cask, but that's because I already know, because I tasted it. But you wouldn't be able to tell from the label, because on the label it merely says matured in oak casks for 18 years. Oak casks, obviously. Well, way back then probably wasn't that much of an issue, whatever kind of oak cask it was. Nowadays, of course, it is very important for us whiskey anoraks to know, was this a bourbon cask, was this a sherry cask, was this, where did the sun go? Bring back the sun, please. Anyway, so in oak casks, but this is a sherry cask. And it is bottled at a cask strength, and only 270 bottles were retrieved from that cask. It was a cask number 2759, not sure what that means. It's got 270 bottles, this is bottle 132, and it is bottled at a cask strength of 51.9% ABV. A deep copper colour. That already hints at a sherry cask, one might say. But what hints more at the sherry cask is the nose. Let's find out. It is a candied nose. I get some Turkish delight. Dark caramel, candied orange peel. Oh, butterscotch, Werther's Original, some mocha. But also some espresso and some marzipan and walnut. So clearly a sherry cask. Ah, the sun is back. Beautiful. It even turns a bit umami. I get some hints of gravy and even a drop of balsamic vinegar. Oh, this is definitely a top-notch nose, and in my opinion, an old-school whiskey nose, if you know what I mean. Wow, this is wow. On the palate. Creamy, mouth coating, a bit syrupy even. Wow, it sticks to the teeth. I get loads of oak, no bitterness though, no oakiness, but loads of spiciness and depth from the oak. Some delicious roasted nuts, honey, some burnt cake, some chestnuts. Bit of licorice. It gets quite bold. Wow, mid-palate I get this hint of salt and loads of wood smoke. This is very complex. This is Auchentoshan, right? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Stop laughing. This is Auchentoshan, and an old school Auchentoshan. Very, very complex and bold. A salty edge and wood smoke. Who would have thought? On the finish then. The finish is long, balanced. I get some coffee. Balsamic vinegar returns, and it has this sweet but slightly drying depth. Wow, this is a super sexy Auchentoshan and quite a surprise. It's in fact one of the best Auchentoshan that I've tried and that I've come across in recent months. So and coming from the Toshan man, that's saying something. I have tried over 150, I believe. No, this is probably number 170 that I've tried. So close to 200 Auchentoshans I've tried so far. This is one of the best, in my opinion, even if I say so myself. So if anyone knows where I can still find a full bottle of this, please contact me. I would very much like to add a full bottle to my collection. This one was opened up already by a friend of mine who bought it at an auction, and he offered me a sample, and I immediately said, let me buy the rest of the bottle from you. Let me buy that bottle. In fact, we ended up trading. I gave him some Springbank or something like that. I don't remember. Anyway, I'm very happy. Thank you, Tom. Very happy that I was able to get this Auchentoshan into my collection, because it is really a super sexy Auchentoshan. Very bold, very complex, very old school. And that's all for this Whisky Rambling from a very happy Toshan man. And I hope to see you again at one of Mark's Whisky Ramblings real soon. And until then, may the malt be with you.